And there he is, the man who must be considered to be in the hot seat, the defending champion, 351, Barry Lee. He's got himself quite a good draw, about halfway in the field, and of course, he's got everything to do. The other man that we had a look at, there he is, 58, that's Don Gillam, who's made the conversion from rallycross to hot rods. The pace car bringing them round to the line now. And that's it for the BP Custom Car Hot Rod Championship of the World. And straight into the lead goes car number 33, and that is Ike van der Waal in the Fiat 124. It's obviously going to take them a few laps to settle down. They've got 50 laps, it's quite a long way. And so they can afford a little bit of time to settle down, but any man who's reckoning to be in at the finish can't afford to let the leaders get too far ahead. There's Barry Lee, running about 6th at the moment. And Barry driving in his characteristic style. He doesn't wait for the gaps on the inside. Wet or dry, right around the outside is the way he goes. 33 still holding on to that lead. Barry Lee, in fact, was going round on the outside there to take it up. Barry Lee has shot then in that brief second while we were looking at that other car. Barry Lee has shot right past 73, 132, past number 3, and he's right through into the lead. The defending champion is already in the lead. And you can see the spray that's coming up off these cars as they thunder through here in front of us. That's Barry Lee. Second place at the moment, we've got the Scotsman, Kenny Ireland. .351 Barry Lee, 196 Kenny Ireland, the former Superstock car Scottish champion who has converted, so to speak, to hot rod racing. And there he is, he's holding the second place at the moment, and he's approximately only 5 or 6 yards, and is Barry Lee in trouble? Barry Lee going a little bit wide on the outside, and that Scotsman coming up very much indeed. There can't be more than 20 yards between these two at the moment. There's Barry Lee, and just on the left of the picture, the 196, the bonnet just poking in. That's the second place man. That's one back marker, and that's two. There's the second place man right up on the outside of Barry Lee. Right up outside Barry Lee, the Scotsman taking him wide on the outside as Barry Lee gets held up by the little Mini. Side by side they go, 13 laps gone. Boy, oh boy, that Scotsman is going right away. He's just pulling completely away from Barry Lee. Well, in our programme notes, some very clever contributor had put that Kenny Ireland must be one of the strongest Scots contenders, and at the moment he's certainly proving to be right. 196 getting held up by that little Hillman in back marker at the moment, but the way he pulled away from Barry Lee in that sudden spurt of speed certainly indicates that back marker, nor any other back marker, is going to present very much trouble for him. There he is. That's the car, that's the leader. And this really is quite a turn up for the book. But as I said, there's still a very long way to go, and Barry Lee can afford, if he feels so inclined, to sit there, but he mustn't let this Scotsman get too far in front if he wants to be in there to hold this title. That Escort handling beautifully in these very slippery conditions, and we must take into account the fact that Barry Lee races here at Ipswich fairly regularly, and this is probably only the first or perhaps second time that Kenny Ireland has been down here and driven on the Ipswich Raceway. Up into third place now, Arnold Larsson from Denmark, and the Renault Gordini has dropped back. And number 19, Mick Collard, has now moved up into third place, a very popular driver. Now Barry Lee beginning to take a little closer order, tucking himself in alongside. 196, and now we're beginning to see the lead challenge being renewed. And in fact, Barry Lee is back in the lead. Barry Lee is back in the lead on the inside there. Kenny Ireland got himself boxed up a little on the outside, but Barry Lee is through and back into the lead. And in fact, Kenny Ireland is out. Kenny Ireland for Scotland. 196 is out on the far side. So that now puts England in first and second places. 351 Barry Lee is in the lead. Number 19, Mick Collard, is in second place. And there is a little under half a lap, in fact, between first and second cars now. A little under half a lap. That's Mick Collard in number 19. And he's really leaving himself rather a lot to do now. He's got himself on the outside of those back marker cars. And, he does leave himself rather a lot to do. He's really got to get cracking if he's going to get on terms with Barry Lee. Barry Lee coasting past some of those back markers, looking for the gaps on the inside, but Barry doesn't really mind. If the gap's not on the inside, he'll take one or make one on the outside of the track. And the wet really doesn't seem to be bothering him too much. There's Mick Collard getting a little hand signal from the car in front, perhaps saying, oh yes, I was just about to say, perhaps he was saying, hang on a minute, you can come by in a second or two, and that's exactly what happened. As they came onto the straight, the other driver moved over, and you saw the little wave, saying, well, go on, I can't do anything, you get on with it, see if you can make anything of it. Second, number 19, Mick Collard. And third, 304, Derek Fisk. A man that's bringing the crowds to their feet here at Ipswich this afternoon from Diss in Norfolk. Really going superbly, always has been a very, very precise driver, very ruthless. He looks for a gap, he goes for it, and he sails through. No messing about with Derek Fisk. And for his pains, he's got himself third place here in this World Championship at the moment. There's number 4, Les Kay, who in fact at the moment is sitting in 4th place behind Derek Fisk. Going quite well, passing the 33 back marker of Ike van der Waal in the Fiat from Holland. Now that strong Scottish challenger in the lead has faded, we're left with one Scotsman in that in the first few cars. Number 4, Les Kay. 401, another of the placemen there, Leon Smith. That's the man who's got it all to do. That's the man who really is only left with a chance of catching Barry Lee. Duffy will be in there grinning away as usual, foot hard on that throttle. 6 laps to go. Dave Bozzard, Starman, moves out to the outside of the track to let Barry Lee through. There's Derek Fisk back in 3rd place, but he's quite a long way behind the 2nd place man, Mick Collard, and I don't think really he's got any chance at all. The only man with any chance of taking Barry Lee must be Mick Collard, and he's closed the gap down to about 20 yards. There's 351 Barry Lee, just passing 58. There's Don Gillam, in fact, who's not doing too well today. There's Barry Lee, and there's Duffy Collard, the second of those cars there. In fact, he's right now behind him, and that's it. There's Barry Lee on the right of your picture, and the 3rd car there, the one behind the Mini, that's number 19, Mick Collard. And we're down now, in fact, to 4 laps to go. It'll be 3 more laps to go this time, and this is the battle. The defending champion, 351 Barry Lee, versus Starman, number 19, Mick Collard. And Mick Collard is right on his tail. There's what? In fact, they're bumper to bumper. They're bumper to bumper as they come round through there. The little twitch on the steering wheel of 351 Barry Lee. And Duffy Collard seems to be leaning on him, in fact. And Barry Lee goes out. They've got this back marker in front now. Who's going to get past here? Can Barry Lee take him on the outside? Or will the Continental driver move over and let him through? No, they both go for the outside. 351 Barry Lee. And there's just 2 more laps to go. What a finish this is turning out to be. A terrific drive from both these drivers. 1.5 laps to go. But it's still Duffy Collard looking for a gap, looking for a chance to go by. But all the skill and experience of Barry Lee just holding him on there. Absolutely clinging onto that line, just hoping that he can get enough grip to avoid the car drifting wide. He can't afford a mistake at this stage. The 1 lap marker is out as they go through. There's just 1 more lap to go. They're inside the last lap now. And as they come down the back straight for the final time, Barry Lee is holding the inside. They're mixed up with back markers, and Duffy can't find a gap. He's got a gap. They're neck and neck as they come through. But it's going to be Barry Lee. And as they come over the line, it's 351 Barry Lee by just about a car length from number 19, Mick Collard. Oh, boy, what a fantastic race. The 304 car of Derek Fisk comes through to take the 3rd place. 4th is number 4, the Scotsman, Les Kay. Well, there we are. What a marvellous finish to the World Hot Rod Championship in 1974. And that's the man that's done it. The defending champion, 351, Barry Lee.